Hello and welcome back. My name is Artur Ganszyniec. I was the lead story designer for the first Witcher, and now I'm playing the game 18 years after the release. And today we start chapter 4.
You fell out of that strange hole in the sky.
Clever girl.
Mother says I meddle.
Perhaps.
I know everything. Ask me.
Okay, so we start the chapter with a vision of a magical city and with a clever girl, and the whole atmosphere is different. Like from the very beginning, we ended on a high note, like large monsters and meddling princesses and politics, and now we are somewhere on a shore of a lake and we're talking to a girl.
What is this place?
This is the shore. Beyond lies murky waters, and beyond that, fields. By boat, you can get to the island.
You do know a lot.
I know everything. Ask me.
What's happened here recently?
Alina, the village chief's daughter, will soon marry. For gold, Mother says.
Right.
Mother also says Alina's sister Selena yearns for Julian. He's Alina's fiancé who lives at the inn. What does yearn mean?
She really likes Julian.
Oh, then Julian yearns for Alina, Selena yearns for Julian, and Alina likes Julian's gold but yearns for Adam. Adults are stupid.
Undeniably.
I know everything. Ask me.
Okay, and let me talk a bit about inspirations. If you happened to finish your school in Poland, you will notice the setup, you will notice the name Alina. And this is, the inspiration is, in 19th century, we got those romantic poets, Polish romantic poets. Poland was not a country at this time. It was divided and between the neighboring countries. So the poets, they lived on emigration in France, in Switzerland, and they wrote dramas and ballads about this ideal fairy tale version of Polish history. And one of those romantic dramas was called Balladyna, and the setup was similar. There was a lake. In the lake there was a powerful nymph slash goddess. There were two sisters. One of the sisters was called Alina. There was a love triangle or a love polygon. Someone died. And it was at the same time it was cruel. There was blood, but at the same time it was a very fairy tale like. And most of chapter 4 draws inspiration from those 19th century romantic vision of a countryside and this fairy tale atmosphere.
I saw a city.
The submerged city of an ancient race full of treasure and monsters. Now fish people live there. I fear them, but the one sitting by the statue of the lady seems jolly.
I'm losing track.
And I sometimes take fish to the sick and poor elves when the Fisher King catches them. And on the island you can meet the lady, more beautiful than Alina. She yearns too.
I'm completely lost.
Stupid adults. How can you take care of us when you don't understand and you're always yearning?
I really like this girl, and she sets, she info dumps on us, but she also info dumps on Geralt, and Geralt, I think, as much as a player, is slightly overwhelmed with the wealth of information. We learned about the lady on an island. We learned about elves. and the city that is submerged or that sank into the depth of a lake is also a trope from Polish romantic poetry. Not also, because it exists also in other European legends, and not only European, but this particular city also stems from this 19th century romantic Polish poetry.
Do you know who I am?
You have white hair, like every grandpa. You're ugly, but I like you.
That's lucky.
I know everything. Ask me.
Is the shore safe?
Yes, sometimes those evil fish people creep out of the water and drive off the funny fishermen. I hide under the fisherman's hut.
Clever.
Of course.
Take care.
Okay, so we are in a new location, lakeside.
Where's my cat?
Oh, there's a triad, like a green naked lady, a hut somewhere in the distance, and a statue with a Vodianoi priest, and full moon. Okay, let's take a look at the map. We just uncovered a small portion of the location. And before we go exploring, let's talk about how the chapter starts, because that's in which one that's something that's both slightly annoying and very effective, because you end the chapter usually at a high note, and usually there is no moment to save the game after the chapter ends. There's usually a cutscene ending the chapter, and immediately there's a cutscene starting the new chapter, and sometimes a dialogue that sets the scene, and only then you can save the game and go away. But then you are already knee deep in a new mystery, in a new situation. So it's slightly the same dynamic when you're binging a TV series and you end watching a season, but there's a cliffhanger. So you watch the first episode of the next season, and then you are hooked in the new storyline. So a few moments later, in a normal playthrough, a few months later, I was thinking about Princess Ada and Salamandra and Great Politics, King Foltest, the Royal Edicts, and now I'm here on this idyllic lakeshore, wondering about Alina and Selina and elves and the lady and the lake. So yeah, let's talk to the Vodianai priest.
Gul Paltalhul. Oh, Gralol.
And I'm Geralt. Pleased to meet you.
Dul Polzagrol.
I don't speak your language.
Your language I speak very well.
Evidently. Let's talk.
Kneel before lady. Speak easy. No kneel. Must be Dagonan and Patal. No speak.
So I'm to pay tribute to the Lady of the Lake?
Exact.
Okay, I'm slightly tempted to say that I kneel before no one, but I know that Geralt has a soft spot for powerful ladies, so all right.
All right.
And as you can see, because this is the Aurora engine, Geralt kneels only in cutscenes. We needed to make a cutscene for him to perform the simple animation. It couldn't be done like in engine. He didn't have kneeling in his standard animation set. And let's talk about Vodianoi. As you can see, he's wearing some sort of like a mask that is slightly technological, and I guess it allows him to breathe outside of water. And if you know, I don't know, maybe not very popular French or Belgian graphic novel Rourke, there was a slight appearance of an underwater race with similar breathing apparatus, and this comic book was relatively popular in Poland because it got published when there was not many comic books in Poland. So I think, if I remember correctly, it's a slight inspiration, like, for the graphical style of this mask.
Got any work for someone skilled with a sword?
Bull, bull. Humans great enemies to Vodianoi. Hire Witcher Big for Vodianoi to kill. Witcher Big at crypt. We love humans, yet humans swim our waters.
Did I hear you right? Another witcher?
Gralol, exact. This loving ghouls at crypt.
I need to speak to him. Farewell.
No. We will talk a bit. Although I understand that Geralt got excited hearing that there's another Witcher around.
What's witcher in your language?
Witch malol bull.
Witch malol?
Witch malol bull. Bull must be. No, bull means idiot.
All right, then I'm witch malol bull.
Yes, so you be.
And I'm not sure if he's pulling our leg with this witch molol bull, which means witcher, and witch molol without bull, which means idiot. But at the same time, this is a very common situation when learning another language, that a word slightly mispronounced, means something completely different.
Everything all right?
Great sadness. No peace in house.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Oak. Gulpul talu.
Farewell.
Okay. There's an altar. Oh, and there's a story. So, Lady of the Lake is a goddess that lives in the lake. Okay. And there is some story about the truce between Vodianoi and the land people. So, as you can see, because Lady of the Lake is a trope from Arthurian legends, so you may see that different tropes converge here. But when you read Sapkowski's writing, not only the books but also his essays or interviews, you will notice that he sees the Arthurian legend as one of the instances of a topos, of an archetype, like, buried deep in the European culture, and he draws from it freely, like he says he's building, or that fantasy as a genre is building on the Arthurian legend, because the Arthurian legend is part of a greater and older myth, and that's what we are also doing here. We're drawing from not only from this Polish 19th century poetry, but also from the Arthurian legend here, to create like this this location that's very magical and legendary and fairy tale like. And let's talk to the naked lady here.
Welcome, warrior.
Greetings.
If not for my woes, I'd rejoice in a swim with you.
What concerns you?
Let's talk.
I still think that if she had a slightly different set of animations, it wouldn't look so awkward, like her standing here without the clothes, and because she still has like all the animation set of a normal commoner.
You mentioned woes.
Terrible indeed. I lost my turquoise necklace as I swam in moonlight, a gift from the Lady of the Lake.
Where did you swim?
I usually bathe in the lake, yet that night I dared the river near the village. Sadly, the drowners abide there, led by Zephyr.
Who's Zephyr?
Once one of Vizima's most famous thieves. He moved as quietly as the wind, and quite handsome.
And now?
He once escaped through the sewers, but his loot proved too heavy. He joined the drowned dead, but old habits rarely die as easily.
He still steals?
Of course. Doubtless he stole my necklace. The drowners ever protect him.
So as you can see, even the Witcher quests here are based on a very fairy tale-like setup, like a thief who stole too much, and the weight of the loot cost him drowning. So, poetical justice.
I'll search for your necklace.
How wonderful! I have no gold with which to pay, but perhaps some trinkets could prove useful.
It's a deal then.
I shall await you at the end of the beach, in an enchanting lagoon.
How do I find Zephyr?
If you slay enough drowners, he'll appear to discover the problem. Remember, drowners only venture out at night.
Where do I find the drowners protecting Zephyr?
They gather at night here on the shore. If you borrow a boat, you may reach the island where you'll find others. Some linger near the village.
So as you can see, this is also a quest, like a sightseeing quest. We give 3 locations in the village, on the island, and here on the shore for the player to have to push the player a bit to explore, like the whole set of locations, almost the whole set of locations we prepared for them.
Who are you?
A naiad, a water nymph. I serve the Lady of the Lake.
Farewell.
Okay. So let's explore, and the shore is the only location we made when we knew the script, when we knew the quest. Because when we started working on the 4th chapter, we had the village and we had the fields, which we will see later, and we needed a location to connect them. We knew it couldn't be very big, but we could make it like custom for what we need. So we decided on the shore to make the shore, the lake shore, and this is like sort of a semi-open location. You will see that it stretches like it's just a stretch of land near the lake. But we experimented here a bit with how the location is arranged and how the player explores it. As you can see, this is one of the only locations that has this, like, there's this chest standing here on the furthest reaches of the location, just for the player who like to explore nooks and crannies and lick every stone. So I would say this is the first time CD Projekt experimented with semi-open locations, and the knowledge that started here was used later in Witcher 2 and Witcher 3. Still, we had to border the locations, but we didn't want to use, fences like in the outskirts. So it's either this high bank, and as you know, on the Aurora engine, witches don't jump, so it's an impenetrable barrier, and sometimes we use these stones to block the way. It's not up to today's standards, but still it's much better than outskirts, than how it was done in the outskirts. Okay, so here we have the Lady of the Lake. Sometimes we can go up a ramp. Sometimes you find something here, sometimes not, but it allows like this illusion of a location you can explore at your own pace and choosing your own path. So very unlike the outskirts. And here's a boat. No boatman this time, so I won't be paying for this, but I have to ask the owner for the permission to use the boat. Like, the location is of course not perfect because we have to run around like this little inlet here, but count your blessings. Yeah, and like here, this door is not active, and I have no idea why we decided to use only this door. Okay. A guy clearly likes fishing, and the Fisher King. A Fisher King is also an archetype from the Arthurian legend.
Greetings. You're the Fisher King, right? Well, I have a professional interest in the area. You see, I'm a witcher. Any monsters in the lake? Amphisbaenas? Dragonflies? Water creepers? No? I see. The lake's safe. While we're talking... Could I use your boat? Take care.
He doesn't talk much. But we have the permission to use the boat, and we will use it in a moment or two. But right now, I think we have some drowners to slay. Hello. Okay, so that was one of the groups. One of the groups serving Zephyr, the drowner thief drowner. Okay. And here we have some elves. Okay. So, although we escaped Vizima, let's take a look at the map. Where is... Okay, so we are on the other side of the lake. Here are the swamp. Here is Vizima, and here's our village. So probably here is the island I can reach with the boat, and here are the outskirts. And at this moment, you can really feel how it all resolves. The whole story revolves around Vizima and the lake south of Vizima. And every of those locations is slightly different. So we escaped the politics, but some aspects of the politics is inescapable. Okay, and this elf is not nice to me, but I suppose they have their reason to be bitter.
I'm returning to the Blue Mountains.
So we have some new elves with new models.
When will this end?
I'm so hungry.
So clearly those elves were, you can see how the production of the game was progressing, because we were working on Act 4 much later than Act 2 or Act 1, and you can see that we managed to add new models, better looking models, that we didn't exactly have time to change or use or add to the acts that were already produced. And we have two named NPCs here, and if you read the books, you would recognize both names.
Geralt, I'm not surprised to see you. It's me, Sheridan. Recognize me?
Cheridan?
Apparently not. You were busy.
It's been some time.
True, Geralt. And see what's come of it. A mess, not assimilation. You work hard, you pay taxes, then come the pogroms. You flee as they torch your tavern.
Hard times.
Good you're here.
Why are you here?
Same as the rest, eating berries and dreaming of my place on Earth.
Try doing something else. Guerrilla warfare can be dangerous.
I've survived that. Humans prevented me from living as I wished to. Disdainful times. More bad luck round the corner.
Okay, so he was a tavern owner from the books, and tried to integrate and blend in, and obviously it didn't end well. And the model, as you can see, doesn't reflect it at all. We just use a standard Scoia'tael because, budget.
Farewell.
And Thorviel is the one who gave Dandelion his lute. She appeared in one of the short stories. If you watched the Netflix The Witcher and you know the song "Toss a Coin to Your Witcher" or Valley of Plenty, Thorviel was the elven woman from that story.
Greetings, Geralt.
Greetings, Elf.
Have you forgotten me? Much time has passed since our encounter at the end of the world.
I lost my memory.
No matter. I am called Teruviel, and I am pleased to find you again.
Me too.
What brings you here?
In the short story, when we met for the first time, she was pretty hostile because she was part of the elves living outside in the mountains, pushed back by humans, and they were stealing food from the valleys. We fought a bit, but the story ended on a sort of friendly note.
Is there any way I can help?
Indeed. We're wounded and hungry. Negotiations with the peasants went poorly. Our dignity is all we have left.
What can I do?
You could buy fresh bread. 20 orange should cover 5 loaves.
I'll return soon.
She's clearly in bad luck. When we met her, she was hungry, and now she's still hungry.
You mentioned we met.
In Dol Blatana, the Valley of the Flowers. A most beautiful place. I granted Dandelion the lute he now plays. Meeting you changed me. I once hated humans without exception. Your words planted doubt. When the war brought all that hatred, I realized there was another way.
I'm glad.
As am I, Witcher.
Farewell.
So with every chapter and every group of elves, we explore a bit the key topic of of this plot line, all those aspects of assimilation, terrorism, guerrilla fighting.
Kedmil Vatgern.
Greetings. Who are you?
When the chaos of war surrounds us, few care for beauty and harmony. I ensure that beauty remains in the world. I create customized objects.
You're a craftsman?
Craftsmen produce useful items. The beauty of my works could awaken the dead.
There are quite a number of you here.
We escaped from Vizima. The wounded and sick lie in the cave. If you like, speak with our leader, Teruvio.
Any trouble from the inhabitants here?
The Lady of the Lake reigns in this land. We're safe here, though I have heard of conflict with the Vodianoi.
The Lady of the Lake?
The goddess of this land. Listen to the bubbling waters, the whispering of the trees. Look at the waving grains, the smiling people. You'll sense it too.
I think I get it.
You'll understand when you meet her.
Farewell.
So now we know that we can actually meet this mysterious Lady of the Lake, and that's what we will do later in this chapter. But right now, let's explore a bit more. And when you take a look at the map, you can see that we are moving along the lakeside. And here is the crypt with the Witcher. We will get to that later. And passage to the fields. Or to the village. And here are some wolves. Okay. They are not very friendly. But also not a great challenge. I'm not sure if I already sold Beast Fang to this to the dentist in Vizima. I don't remember that. And as you can see here, this is almost an open location. We can get lost among the trees and the stones, maybe looking for a way or some herbs. And this part is very close, like in spirit, to some parts of The Witcher 3. Here we have a signpost. Okay. Because we here we tried up to this moment, every time you went from a location to location, there was a clear marked gate or a boat. You just couldn't miss it. And here we wanted the player to prepare the player that they are about to change the location. And as you can see, there's this huge invisible door between those two statues, Slavic looking statues. But we won't be going to fields at this moment. We will still explore the location, loot some corpses as Witchers used to do. And we'll boost up our magical signs. This is how I usually play games. I lick every stone and just try to see what are the limits of a location. Okay, someone got killed here. Some alchemical ingredients. So also here at this point of the map we got a hidden loot as a reward for those who were curious enough to get here. and some enemies. And this is like this monkey Mamuna type of a creature. Okay, so we've seen most of the lakeside, and before we go and visit the village and the fields, let's go and see the island, the Blackthorn Island. So we will use the boat. I really like the atmosphere, like this huge moon. This is I think I will have to try to do something with my graphical settings, because I clearly don't see the sky properly, and it's I remember it is beautiful. The skybox was made like custom made for this particular location to convey the feeling, the magical feeling of the land. I remember it's a starry sky, and I don't see the stars here, so probably something's just not displaying the way it should. Because, as you can notice, I am playing on quite a shitty setup. So Geralt can operate boats on his own. And I'm really wondering if I were to make a remake of the game using the technology from Witcher 3 or the philosophy from Witcher 3. I really wonder how would I restrict the player's movement. This is the island, because it all happens on the same lake. And if I got the access to the lake and I could cross this distance, what stops me from going here in the first or in the second chapter of the game? That is a question I luckily don't have to answer. So we are on an island, and I see there are some drowners here. So let's start our visit with some. Okay. So I progressed the quest very easily. Oh, and I remembered something. Do you remember I was talking about the letter from the professor that we used that we based on a certain letter we received while working on the game? I think I found the exact. I think I found the exact passage I would like to share to you. Okay, so here the professor writes to Azar Javed. I must insist, however, you cease referring to him, to Geralt, as son of a bitch. And now, appellations of that nature are entirely inaccurate, inappropriate, and painfully primitive. And that's us. That's about us, and that's how Sapkowski commented how we approached naming NPCs when we asked him if we named them correctly. He wrote that no, he doesn't like it the way we named the characters. So we changed the names, and of course it now it all sounds better. But as as you could read, appellations of such nature are entirely inappropriate and, frankly speaking, primitive, painfully primitive. So yeah, that's us. And here are some basilisks. Okay. Luckily, they wait in an orderly queue for me to slaughter them. There is a lot of new enemies here in chapter 4, and luckily I'm a very powerful witcher right now, and they are not really a problem. And with my art, and I can just one-shot them. That was pretty satisfying. And now, time to loot the corpses. And I think when I was reading the book about wyverns, I also and cockatrices, I also learned something about basilisks. Oh, they ate quite a lot of people. They must have eaten quite a lot of people. Okay. I cannot carry any more items, so I will eat a gutted fish to make room for the rune. Okay. And we'll explore the island, because I think there is someone here we would like to meet. Yeah, the Lady of the Lake. And we tried to, create this mysterious water goddess that looks sort of like a nymph, but she's not a dryad, so she's not green. But you know the limits of the technology at the time and our budget limits, so we just got another naked lady with carefully arranged hair.
But I know you by reputation.
I should warn you, Dandelion takes many liberties in his ballads.
I have confidence in my source. The mermaid Shinaz.
Mermaid?
Yes. Why are you surprised?
What did Shinaz tell you?
That you prevented conflict between the Prince of Aglaval and the inhabitants of the underwater city of Iz. Thanks to you and your friends, humans and the Vodianoi of Iz tolerate one another.
Encouraging. I hope all goes well here.
Shinaz mentioned your intelligence. I invite you to use it. Speak with the Vodianoi chaplain and the human named Julian.
Who are you?
They call me the Lady of the Lake.
Is that a talkative fisherman your servant?
Servant, no. Women on occasion need men to secure food and protection, naturally.
I see.
Hosts of knights once defended my honor, but that was long ago. My poor, sickly Fisher King alone remains.
So, as you can see, the idea was that she has this wet hair, like, sticking to her body, but it didn't age well. I would love to see the model redone on a newer technology. And she is, apart from being the same archetype as the water nymphs from the romantic ballads, Polish ballads, she also is clearly an Arthurian archetype, and we used it like those archetypes that are like older than fantasy as a genre, and that are probably very old archetypes cultural archetypes. We use them to create this feeling that that the village and the island and the lake, that they exist sort of out of time, that here the logic of myths and legends applies and not the logic of politics and economy. So this whole chapter is a fairy tale. As the chapter 3 was political thriller, chapter 4 is unashamedly a fairy tale.
Milady, they say I returned to life but lost my memory. Can you help me?
I know you didn't return by chance. First, you must answer. Do you believe in destiny?
Yeah, and this is something when we can express ourselves as a player, or where we can decide what kind of Geralt are we playing. Such questions can be answered differently. Do I, as a player, believe in destiny? Do I want Geralt to believe in destiny? Knowing the books, do I know what Geralt thinks about destiny? And I will choose an answer that sounds like the book Witcher would say.
I believe in something more.
Mysterious and confident. You will regain your identity and achieve your aim. Yet you evade my questions. Perhaps there's something more you speak of. Requires other than a simple choice between destiny and free will.
My beliefs defy easy classification. Let's discuss something else.
Yes?
Milady, what happened to those hosts in shining armor?
I fought the legend of the Holy Grail. My bold knights, I know not why, determined to embark on a mission. They claimed it their destiny to find the Holy Grail. Alas, my powers cannot vanquish destiny. I failed at guiding the poor wretches onto the right path.
The Grail was never found?
Just so. Know you the legend of the Grail?
I lost my memory.
Speak with a hermit watching over the graves of those brave seekers. Though boring, he knows the Grail's legend perfectly.
I'll visit him.
If you return intent on a mission of paramount importance, believe me, I can be unpleasant.
This is the moment where I think we pushed a bit on the borders of this story world, because technically the legend of the Grail, of the Holy Grail, is a European legend. It's not a legend from Sapkowski's books, but we just said the Grail, and as I said, we are consciously dipping into Arthurian legend to boost up like the legendary feeling of this chapter. But when you look at the books, in some way, Ciri is the Holy Grail of this world, especially when you think about like how let's say Don Brown and others interpreted Holy Grail as descendants of Jesus. You know those like conspiracy theories. So when you interpret the Grail as an heritage, Ciri is the Holy Grail of the Witcherland. But that's a discussion from a different for a different time, I think. Because here, to be honest, we're just playing with associations to set the mood for the player and to and this will be also this will be a silly anecdote I'm about to tell, because this is the wyvern's egg, and in Polish, wyvern's egg is jajo wiwerny. Jajo is an egg, but when the names of the lute, when they were translated into English in-house, they had no icons yet, and most of the items you loot from monsters are like internal organs, like glands and teeth and blood. And in Polish, jajo is also a slang for testicle. So the first English translation of this particular item was wyvern balls. And only, I think, the Russian translators caught it, because they had both Polish and English version, and they were like, "Are you sure this should be wyvern's balls? It looks like an egg." And then when we changed it, but that was hilarious. And if I was not playing on easy, that would be a very hard island indeed. But I would like to show you the temple. This is the Vodianai temple, and this is what Lady of the Lake was saying about the mermaid. They were all events from a short story, one of the original Witcher short stories. It was set. It was, a retelling, sort of retelling of the Christian Hans Andersen Little Mermaid that we know from Disney animation. And in the short story, there was a similar setup, like those stairs going under the water, and the city of Is also an European legend. So we thought that if in the short story there was this underwater people and this underwater city at the seaside, here we have a similar setup with an underwater civilization living under the lake. And Dagon is, of course, from a Lovecraft water deity. So, and we know that we have some bad Vodianai, evil Vodianai, and good Vodianai. So you can imagine that some of them serve Lady of the Lake, but some of them may serve Dagon, and there will be probably a quest line about it. We won't be bothering those wyverns, at least not yet. I think this is everything we wanted to see on the island. And now we'll be coming back to the lakeside to go to the crypt and see the mysterious Witcher. There are not so many Witchers left. Well, after Witcher 2 and Witcher 3, we learned that there were a lot of more Witchers left alive than we imagined here in The Witcher 1. But that's usually what happens with fantasy franchises. They, they swell with every installment. But right now, we think only the Witchers from Kaer Morhen survived. So when we hear that there's a Witcher in the vicinity, this is a big news for this particular Geralt and for the players back then. So now we have to go to the crypt. Oh, he's awake.
Take care.
Talkative as always. I like how every now and then you find a character that's talks in a very specific way or behaves in a very specific way, and that's what makes them memorable. So the Fisher King, he doesn't talk much. And we found a road through the forest. Okay. And it looks like this area is not so safe as they want us to believe. If you noticed, we put a lot of fireplaces here. Compared to, let's say, Vizima, we have a lot more. We have more opportunities to rest and to level up our character. So that's what we are doing. As you can see, I'm putting a lot of talents into the group style, because on easy, I think, and taking into account how we played the game, that I'm not really focusing on the combat. That's the easiest. And suddenly it's daytime, and the location starts looking even more cheerful. What do we have here? A fladder. Another corpse. So it only looks idyllic, because there is a lot of monsters here, and a crypt. And in the crypt we will meet a
Berengar, mysterious witcher and outcast. I finally found him.
Yeah, and we thought he was dead. But no.
What do you want, Witcher?
I've been looking for you, Berengar, for some time. I have some questions.
You mean you're not looking for that legendary suit of armor? Well, you'll have to wait, because a Wraith and some Brookside will be here any minute. You think you can handle them?
Think I can't?
Fine. Play tough. As that old stooge Vesemir used to say, let's fight and see.
I can hear them coming. Get ready.
I've been ready since childhood. Those bastards at Kaer Morhen saw to that.
Okay, he seems angry. He seems one angry witcher. Oh, okay. Okay. But we are leveled up, which are playing on easy, so they were no match for us.
Nice style, but not perfect. During a half pirouette, you leave your groin unprotected.
I don't think so.
I'll demonstrate when we get out of here.
I don't intend to discuss swordplay. What do you know about Salamandra?
Straight to the point. Know why I'm laughing, Geralt?
No.
I'm laughing at you. So witchily, fast, deadly, and sure of yourself, with your unwavering sense of what's right. Think you're better than me?
I don't know, but I don't want to fight you.
Oh, that's right. The code forbids it.
Watch it. Here they come again.
So Berengar is one bitter witcher. And as you can see, we also have the setup because we needed a long conversation with him, but we didn't want the player to get bored. The players to get bored, so as usual, it's this rhythm of combat, conversation, and the conversation is cut short, but by another wave of enemies.
I'm not about to get killed by a few Bruxay, if that's what you were hoping for. Let's talk.
Who said I wanted to talk? You gonna force me?
I hadn't intended to. I was thinking.
That since we're both witchers, somehow we'd come to an agreement? To me, you're no better than that scoundrel, the professor. You're just a bigger hypocrite.
So you worked with Salamandra after all?
I never said that.
Shit.
Okay, so this is not the easiest fight after all. Maybe I will drink some potions. Yeah, but I don't have any. That's just fucking perfect. Okay. Okay, I'm probably dead. No? Yeah. Let's just escape for a moment. And let's see if there's anything that can save me. I should have come prepared. But I got lazy. That's what happened. Let's eat some chicken and try to escape. We'll wait. We'll heal a bit and come back to kill some Bruxel. That's I would say we got lucky a bit. And now let's go and maybe help our brave friend who is still fighting. Okay.
You asked for it.
Okay, and teamwork, Witcher teamwork.
Looks like we're done here.
Can we talk?
Fine, but not here. Let's go outside. Sit by my fire.
Finally.
Okay, but before we go and talk to him, he was saying something about a legendary suit of armor. we can always come back here to loot the treasures later. Right now, let's go and just finish. Let's finish talking with Berengar and see what his problem is. And then we'll continue with exploring the crypt. Maybe with some potions this time.
What the hell am I doing here?
So this part of this location have some similarities to the outskirts, because like the assets here are the same, but it's not so constraining, I think.
We can talk by the fire. All right, what's so urgent?
I'd best start at the beginning. What's your connection to Salamandra?
What the hell? It's a simple story. They found me some time ago and the professor made me an offer I couldn't refuse. You know the kind. Help us or we'll feed you your balls. I did what I had to do. It's funny. They remind me of Witchers. Never had a choice, with them or you. The Witchers made me a mutant. The professor made me a criminal. An outcast twice over. I escaped as soon as I could. They got nothing out of me. I didn't sell anyone out. And then I came here.
Okay. I think this discussion is not over, but let's talk about this area for a while. Why he's still alive and we're not fighting.
I heard you're attempting to resolve the conflict between humans and the Vodyanoi.
What? Did they send you here to dissolve my contract? Fine by me. Take it.
What contract?
The one negotiating a peace between humans and the Vodyanoi. Both sides came to me. I have no intention of pursuing it, and the job will fit your sainted legend perfectly.
Do I sense envy?
Don't flatter yourself. I have only contempt for people like you.
Don't digress.
My take? Cull one of the two sides, and the rest will fall into place.
That's interesting because I think he's the first character here who is not from an opposed faction, who clearly doesn't like us, and he doesn't respect us, and at some level it's refreshing, I think.
You mentioned a suit of armor?
You don't know the legend? I thought every little Witcher had heard it.
Tell me.
The legend, as legends do, tells of a great warrior. It's more boring than Dandelion's ballad about you, which is hardly possible. But it turns out our hero employed Witcher's fighting techniques while wearing armor. Was he a Witcher? Who knows?
Sounds interesting.
They called him Raven. He had connections to gnome inventors with superior technical knowledge. In their secret workshops beneath Mount Carbon, they created a suit of armor both durable and light. Perfect for a Witcher.
A legendary suit of armor. I should do some treasure hunting.
Good luck. I suspect Raven was buried in it, and I have long scoured cemeteries in hopes of finding it.
Know anyone who could tell me more about the armor?
The local blacksmith is an inventor and knows the legend. You could also try the elven handyman.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so here is this from a system and a role-playing perspective, and from what was expected from games at that time. We needed to have some armor upgrade, but we wanted to feel it unique because everything girl does is unique, so we created this legend. And at the same time, going back to Berengar's how he treats us, you have to be careful doing that in games, because the players, not all players like when NPCs are like rude to them or don't respect them, and Geralt is a legend in this world, so he also is, even if not liked, he's usually respected. So here Berengar breaking that makes him the more memorable and unique character.
Know where I can find the friendly Vodian priest?
By the Lady of the Lake's altar on the shore. Sometimes the dragon worshippers drive him away, so wait for him. If it's not beneath you.
I see.
Yeah.
You mentioned an imperfection in my defense.
Yes. You leave your groin open when you do a half spin. A beginner would notice. I even know why.
Care to tell me?
To do a half spin correctly, you need to have both legs in working order. One of yours was crushed once.
Possibly.
So it goes. Live by the sword, die by the sword.
Farewell.
Okay, so... Okay. So we don't want the player to resolve the quest now. We leave him with this dilemma about Berengar, and we tell the player strictly just tend to other matters and think about like how you feel about Berengar, and maybe he will become more talkative later. And I think this is a good moment to end this episode, because we explored the lakeside and we explored the island, and the village awaits. So thank you for watching, and see you next week as we explore the village.